Jurassic World Rebirth trailer is out, and let's talk about the elephant or rancor in the room, I should say. The new mutant dinosaur, rumored to be called the D-Rex. And yeah, it's a little out of place feeling in the Jurassic series of movies. But is it actually too bizarre, or is it right in line with what the creator of this franchise envisioned 3 decades ago? We're going to inspect the mutant's appearance, size, origins, and attitude in this video. So chomp that subscribe button and hit the bell for more teeth. Residents, this is Jacob, and let's get to it. Going off the images, I'm guesstimating the mutant is around 20 to 25 feet tall, around 7 meters give or take, and really heavy. But there did seem to be some variation in the size of the creature throughout its scenes in the trailer. This shot here, oh, wrong movie. This is the creature in what I think is its juvenile form, where in these shots right here, it's clearly now a full-on adult. The D-Rex is truly the most wild-looking thing yet in any of these Jurassic movies. Its bulbous head was the first thing my eyes went to, which really makes the creature look like something out of Resident Evil, Doom, or for an odd take, a grunt from Halo. You can't not see it now, can you? Since there's a good chance that this is one of the first attempts at making a dinosaur going horribly wrong, the round head could be from the creature never fully developing in whatever test tube it was made, retaining aspects of its embryo-like head. This creature's entire body is just unnatural. Its long forelimbs, upright stance, hunchback, and little back legs make it look like a rancor from Star Wars, or some other crazy fictional monster, which has caused some fans to already get turned off by it due to it not resembling a traditional dinosaur, or at least not the ones from Jurassic Park. It looks slow, like it can't really run at all, and very methodical in its approach at stalking humans from what we've seen. Sounds a lot like a monster. But there is a dinosaur in there. If you look at the head of the creature, specifically the snout and jaw area, along with the second set of little arms, you can see the slightest hints of this being a T-Rex gone wrong. See, this T-Rex had an origin story that was no doubt tragic. At the end of the day, this animal didn't ask to be brought to life in this sickly form. So where did this aggressive, predatorial mutant dinosaur with a curious interest in red lights come from? That would be the original Ingen facilities way back from the 1980s. Rebirth's trailer points out how all these dinosaurs in this film are, in a sense, the very first batch of dinosaurs created by John Hammond and Ingen before they got all the kinks worked out, and before they had more of a moral compass in this science. You can see with the two-headed raptor that they were really messing with nature at first, before they decided to go with the more realistic park setting. And this mutant very well might just be the first attempt at making a tyrannosaur. The lore tells us that Rexy was the first T-Rex made by Ingen in 1988. But before her, what if they went through many hurdles before they perfected their science in bringing dinosaurs back to life? And of course, Ingen wouldn't detail this experiment in their records, and would have wanted to keep it a very dark secret. And it wouldn't be like this was the first time they did something like this. So to make Rexy, this mutant may have just been a stepping stone in this process, one that went horribly wrong. How did it go this wrong though? This isn't just an animal with 2 heads, this is truly an abomination. Well, here's a theory, and it might just change your mind on this thing being too monster-like to make sense in this franchise. In Jurassic Park, what animals did they say they used to fill in the gaps in the DNA? Frogs. Take another look at the D-Rex now. Can't you see the frog in its appearance now? Skinny forelimbs, similar posture with its body, and the whole thing itself has that rounded frog-like look to it. What if, when playing God with all these different genome strands, Ingen accidentally created this mutant when first attempting to combine frog DNA with a Rex? This thing could very easily just be science gone wrong. But like the trailer says, this island hosts the worst of the worst. But why did Ingen allow this specimen to live, if it was so disturbing and an unnatural failure? The answer is, they didn't. This scene here is more than likely Ingen trying to kill the creature with gas, but it doesn't work, clearly. And after this, perhaps the beast escapes the facility and flees to the dense jungles to disappear. Ingen, knowing that it's on an island and couldn't escape, would probably leave it for an issue to deal with another time, as they had the focus on the park after all. But once the park failed and Ingen collapsed, this mutant was completely abandoned and forgotten. And over the last 35 or more years of its life, it has roamed this mysterious new island, probably always remembering the humans who had tormented it, which you can assume did happen, with the creature being so unsettling looking. Unfair and cruel to this being who didn't ask for any of this. So does this explain why they didn't kill this thing when it was even smaller? Is there something special about it that made them want to risk it all? Maybe, or maybe it's just another cinema trope being done again. But this origin could explain this creature's strange way of reacting to the humans from the scenes we've seen in the trailer. It moved more like a zoo animal that was semi-used to being handled by humans, more than a crazy, bloodthirsty killer. But we know the time's gonna come when the mutant unleashes its fury in this movie. So perhaps this mutant is more than just a movie monster. It could have one amazing backstory of how it's truly a horribly mutated animal with plenty of lore and evidence to support it's not really all that far-fetched for this franchise. There was a time where human dinosaur hybrids were being pitched for Jurassic after all. These crazy dino humans were not well received from the fanbase, and ever since then, way back before Jurassic World, there's been a consistent pressure to keep things like this out of the series. And for good measure, a raptor man with a cannon arm or a triceratops bodybuilder would ruin Jurassic Park's legacy. And I know that Jurassic Park is at its finest when the dinosaurs are presented as the amazing natural phenomenons that they are. At this moment, we don't have enough to say that mutant is a bad idea in my opinion, but I agree that it's a curious and maybe not necessary idea. I think the writer just wanted a mutant and he got one.
They didn't stop to think if they should.
And we're gonna have to judge this thing when we see more. I'm open to the idea, and it's really up to the film to deliver at this point with this risky move. And this D-Rex makes a lot more sense than a perfectly cloned human in this franchise, so it's certainly not as crazy as some of the ideas of the last trilogy. But that's not gonna stop some people from not being able to accept this mutant. After all, we all just want cool dinosaurs in our movie about, well, dinosaurs. But a mutant, if done right, can be a great way to pay homage to old ideas like the Doomsday Rex. Which make sure to check out my video on that if you haven't seen it. It's a crazy concept idea that almost made it into Jurassic Park. From what we can tell and theorizing on this, the mutant is an animal in every sense, but humanity went too far and made a monster. But if you think about it, none of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park are real anyway.
What's up, resident? Alistair popping in here for just a minute. Damn, that thing is creepy as hell. But what did you residents think? Over on Twitter, we asked you what you thought about the D-Rex. And this is what you had to say. Go follow us over on Twitter at DangerVille Team for opportunities to be featured in videos like this. My first thought was Pinky from Doom as well. You're entitled to your opinion, even if it's wrong. Orga. Yep, this thing's about to scare so many people. Maybe the next film will be Doomslayer vs. Dinosaurs. Yeah, I love that this thing just looks nothing like anything we've seen before. Yep, this fits perfectly with Jurassic Park's themes of genetic experimentation. Is that a rancor? Thank you, residents. Now, back to Jacob.
Everyone, if you like this Jurassic World Rebirth trailer and want more, you know what to do. Do all that YouTube stuff, like the video and share it around. Go out and explore and find some real world dinosaurs now. I'll see ya in the next one.